On Shiba Inu, everyone is holding their breath. The cost has been fluctuating. People are making assumptions about what's going on. Additionally, Coinbase made a huge announcement to further stoke the flames. It seems like hundreds of billions of Shiba Inu are under scrutiny nowadays. Here's the problem, however. Additionally, the Shiba Inu squad took over and cleared a historical piece for Shiba Inu. What's going on? And why will Shiba Inu now be inscribed in history for all time? Let me clarify. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. Shiba Inu have been quite erratic. Like a roller coaster, the price has been bouncing up and down. Here's the good news, however. Finally, things are starting to quiet down. Just the fact that the chart is beginning to level out a little gets folks talking. This is where it becomes even more bizarre, however. Some individuals are really excited, while others are baffled and unable to understand what is going on. Why? Because a huge object just fell, directly from Coinbase, and people are taking notice. It seems that a significant number of Shiba Inu coins were exchanged today. In a single transaction, we're talking about billions. One does not witness that every day. The Shiba Inu team then made a shocking revelation practically at the same moment, something that has never occurred in the history of Shiba Inu. Please wait a moment, even though I know you're eager to find out. Let's quickly examine what this all signifies for Shiba Inu's chart at this moment by zooming out. This is when things become interesting. Shiba Inu have shown significant strength despite having fallen significantly from their previous peaks. Big holdings aren't going away, according to one expert. Not that they're dumping. They seem to be doing the exact opposite, in fact. Shiba Inu is hovering just below two significant moving averages and a pivotal threshold. Although it has recovered from its April bottoms and is now pushing into significant zones once again, it is not yet in a full-on breakout mode. Silently, the momentum is increasing. And have a look at this. On-chain data indicates a very positive trend. Whale activity is rapidly increasing. Inflows from the largest holders have increased significantly during the last several months. There has been a discernible increase only in the last week, which often indicates buildup. They are loading up. Outflows, or the movement of tokens out, have also significantly decreased. The whales aren't going anywhere, based on that. They are not selling, but they are remaining, maybe even transferring tokens between wallets. The fact that many Shiba Inu wallets now contain substantial sums, 6 to 8 figures, is even more significant. That usually indicates that the person is long-term focused. These flippers are not short-term. These are ardent believers, setting themselves up for success. The problem is this. In fact, a move toward larger holders corresponds with a little decline in smaller wallet addresses. This sort of redistribution often occurs just before to a period of sustained, peaceful development. The market seems to be consolidating, resetting, and preparing for the next significant event. Talking about major movements, just now, Coinbase shocked the whole Shiba Inu community. Here's the thing. A significant event occurred just a few hours ago. Someone who had been secretly stockpiling Shiba Inu for the previous month, a giant whale, recently made a big move. Nearly 200 billion tokens had been accumulated by one individual throughout time. Yes, a billion, all without being noticed. However, all of a sudden, they promptly returned the full bag to Coinbase in a single transaction. Shiba Inu, valued at millions of dollars, were transferred all at once. What does it often imply then? It can indicate that they are getting ready to sell, or they had already done so. It becomes much more fascinating after that. The history of the wallet really reveals that all of those Shiba Inu coins were first obtained from Coinbase over the course of a few weeks in 3 distinct installments, discreetly and gradually. They were somewhat less valuable back then than they are today. Based on calculations, it seems that this whale may have just made a profit of hundreds of thousands of dollars on a clean round trip. Doesn't it seem like a win? This is when things start to become a bit suspicious, but in a positive manner. The original Coinbase wallet from which all of the tokens originated was immediately restored. We don't often see it from ordinary individual traders. That seems more like something organized and inside. It could not even have been a normal whale trade. Perhaps it was a component of a larger behind-the-scenes event, and for Shiba Inu, it is the reason this is so important. The timing is amazing, regardless of whether this was a real sale or just an internal transfer between Coinbase accounts. The market value of Shiba Inu was increasing at the time of this transfer. The value of the whale's stocks increased dramatically in a matter of weeks. They either knew precisely what was going to happen and left at the right moment, or, and here is where the fun starts, they are laying the groundwork for something much more significant. What does all of this imply for Shiba Inu, then? It indicates movement, significant financial gain, attention, and maybe momentum. Because there's always a rationale behind such actions. It wouldn't have returned to the same hot wallet if this had been a normal sell-off. Everything changes because of that detail. It implies that something is happening behind the scenes, such as a strategic positioning, an insider maneuver, or even the planning of a significant statement, utility shift, or listing update. Do they have knowledge that we do not? Is insider information circulating? Something that hasn't yet been disclosed to the public, maybe. Whales often engage in this way in response to larger stimuli, particularly during interactions. There's something in the works, and the impact is bullish regardless of the precise cause. Why? Because Shiba Inu are once again in the limelight. The charts are soothing. The whales are moving about. There is accumulation. And now, in front of everyone's eyes, Shiba Inu, valued millions of dollars, has made a tremendous, audacious move. This kind of enthusiasm is precisely what propels Shiba Inu into the next stage, when it begins to shake off further zeros and strive for new accomplishments. And if history is any indication, Shiba Inu like making unexpected, explosive movements. All the components are present: community excitement, exchange movement, whale activity, and price consolidation. We're seeing a significant event, regardless of whether this is the start of a strategy change or the quiet before a breakout, and is bullish regardless of how you look at it. Shiba Inu is not finished yet. Not even close. It is only warming up. The Shiba Inu development team then surprised us with a significant announcement at the ideal moment. This is a first for Shiba Inu, and it's really very significant. Check this out, then. Shiba Inu owners may now access Shibarium and SHIBASWAP in one location thanks to a recent upgrade to the Zipto app. No more switching between wallets or applications. Everything is well there. Simple, quick, inexpensive, and very user-friendly. The entire Shiba Inu ecology seems to have been condensed onto your phone. It gets much more bizarre, however. Additionally, they released the Vault keycard, which is similar to Fort Knox for Shiba Inu tokens. Zipto is the first to provide Shiba Inu next-generation protection with security comparable to that of cold storage. That is a huge victory for trust and safety. It is this kind of content that elevates Shiba Inu from a meme to a legitimate participant in the DeFi market. True usefulness, actual access, actual adoption. And you can guarantee that price activity follows such advancements. Shiba Inu are being used more often. Tokens continue to be locked up. More thrills. Yes, that pricing has fewer zeros. And that breakthrough might happen very soon, because Shiba Inu is really on the verge of something significant, according to one observer. Here's what's happening. Mike, a trader who has been analyzing charts on TradingView, dug deep into Shiba Inu's historical movements and discovered some very amazing things. His gaze swept back to that historic run in late 2021, the one in which Shiba Inu reached a whole new level, and the cost skyrocketed. The chart at the time suggested confident, robust purchasing, as large green candles shoot upwards on the screen. After that peak, everything dropped down, but that was just excitement and momentum. Shiba Inu kind of floundered in this lengthy, steady slump from late 2021 until early this year. Here's the problem, however. People weren't the only ones selling off. There were indications that the sale wasn't even organic, Mike said. Long wicked candles in plenty, Strange actions that could indicate manipulation rather than a decline in interest. Despite everything, purchasers continued to come up and remained steadfast. This is when things start to get interesting. Mike identified a level that he refers to as the trend killer. Shiba Inu has tried this formidable resistance line before, but it has never been completely broken. But pay attention to this. He has seen the resurgence of true power. When the everyday candle eventually turned bullish again early this month, he really got into a trade. He is currently aiming for some attractive price objectives that might trigger a strong rally in Shiba Inu if they are reached. Hard to return to 2021 level. It's not just him either. Something really positive was also seen by another analyst on X who goes by the name Rose Premium Signals. She saw that Shiba Inu had just emerged from a falling wedge formation, which is a typical indication that an upward reversal is imminent. It seems as if pressure has been building and is now finally exploding. And to be honest, all of this is consistent with current events. Developers are releasing significant changes, whales are active, the charts are stable, and community excitement is growing. Everything seems to be coming together at last. However, what do you think of this? Leave a comment below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.